Several Umno leaders have commented on the Perikatan Barisan Nasional branding coined by Parti Wawasan Negara President Hamzah Zainudin. Meanwhile, Anwar has stressed that Malaysia will continue to bar Israeli citizens from entering the country. All this on KiniNews. Umno President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi has played down the Perikatan Barisan Nasional or PBN branding proposed by Parti Wawasan Negara President Hamzah Zainudin. When asked about the matter, he said no formal discussions have taken place on extending BN's cooperation with PN beyond the Negeri Sembilan election. Zahid said the proposal for cooperation between BN and PN was raised only during a campaign speech, with no discussions having taken place through official channels. According to the New Straits Times, he said it would be better to hold discussions and formalize the proposal if it is serious. He added that if it is merely campaign rhetoric, then the proposal should be properly detailed. While campaigning in Tampoy on July 21st, Hamzah said the PBN label would make it easier for the public to understand the cooperation between the two coalitions and avoid confusion caused by referring to PN and BN separately. Meanwhile, Umno Vice President Wan Rosdi Wan Ismail described the PBN label as irrelevant, saying it suggests the formation of a new political coalition. He stressed that the cooperation between BN and PN has so far been limited to an understanding for the Negeri Sembilan pose. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has reaffirmed that Malaysia will continue to ban Israeli citizens from entering the country despite pressure from a group of US Congress members. He said the policy has existed for decades and should be well known to the US.
Malaysia ini negara merdeka. Kalaupun mereka yang bercakap itu tidak merdeka, tidak bebas menyuarakan, kita bebas menyuarakan. Oleh itu, ia tidak menghalang, dia boleh buat ugutan, tapi saya akan tegas pertahankan hak rakyat Malaysia dan keputusan dibuat oleh rakyat Malaysia untuk tetap menghalang kehadiran mana-mana warga negara Israel di Malaysia.
Asked if the issue could affect Malaysia-US relations, Anwar said it should not. He also rejected criticism from US Congress members over Malaysia's ties with Hamas. He said he had never concealed his meetings with the group's leaders, explaining that they were held to express sympathy for families affected by bombings and killings. The remarks came after 8 US House Democrats called on Malaysia to reverse the policy within 15 days. The lawmakers described the ban as anti-Semitic. They also proposed that US Secretary of State Marco Rubio suspend the International Military Education and Training Program if Malaysia does not comply. Still on Anwar, MIC President S.A. Wigneswaran has defended him against calls for his resignation as Finance Minister over KWAP's e-fishery investment loss. Wigneswaran argued that no one should be treated as guilty before being proven so. Speaking to reporters in Seremban last night, Wigneswaran said the principle of innocent until proven guilty must be applied fairly and consistently in this situation. He pointed to Anwar's decision to appoint BN chairperson Zahid Hamidi as Deputy Prime Minister in 2022, despite Zahid facing 47 charges at the time, as an example. Wigneswaran said Anwar had relied on the same legal principle when appointing Zahid, that a person should not be punished before their guilt is proven in court. By the same principle, he said it would be wrong to demand the Prime Minister's resignation before any wrongdoing is proven. Previously, past Youth Chief Afnan Hamimi Taib Azamuddin had insisted that Anwar, who is also the Finance Minister, could not escape political responsibility over the issue. PKR lawmaker Ahsan Karim had also called on Anwar to take responsibility over the issue.
From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us.
The Negeri Sembilan election has sparked fresh debate about whether Malaysia is ready for a more mature political system. In countries like Germany, Canada, and Australia, it's common for parties to have different partners at the regional and federal levels. So BN's decision to partner with Perikatan Nasional in Negeri Sembilan against its federal government partner Pakatan Harapan should have been another step in that direction. But it's evident from how politicians and their supporters are reacting to the new realignments that this is not the case. For Sunway University political scientist Wong Chin Huat, there was one major factor to consider on whether the BN-PN partnership was a sign of growing political maturity. He said it is legitimate for parties to have different partners at different levels of elections and governments, and fluidity is a good thing. However, he pointed out that true political maturity would see competition based on policies, not mobilization based on ethnicity or religion. Meanwhile, International Islamic University Malaysia political scientist Shahzad Shukri said the negative reaction from Harapan supporters suggests the public is not yet ready for the country to complete its transition into a mature democracy. She said many Malaysians may still be uncomfortable with these changing political alignments, as they are used to stable political coalitions and still prefer a clear divide between government and opposition. As coalition politics evolve, the question now is whether Malaysians are ready to evolve with it. Back to the e-fishery issue, former MACC Chief Commissioner Azam Baki said KWAP could pursue civil action to recover the 163 million ringgit it lost in its investment. However, he said recovering the money is likely to be a difficult task. The National Financial Crime Center Advisory Board member said the first step is reviewing the investment agreement. He said the terms would determine how the money could be recovered. He added that it also depends on the procedures that must be followed, one of which is filing a civil suit. According to Berita Harian, he said that as the investment involves a foreign company, it would be difficult to compel the overseas party to return the funds through other means. He added that the terms of the agreement must be scrutinized to determine how difficult it would be to recover the losses. Azam also addressed whether mutual legal assistance or MLA could be used. He said MLA only applies if investigators establish criminal elements. According to Azam, MLA supports cross-border criminal investigations, such as gathering evidence and witness statements. He stressed that recovering the money is a separate process. DAP Senai Assembly Person Wong Bor Young has urged the Johor government to explain its decision to appoint deputy exco members for the first time. In a statement, he said the government should explain the rationale behind the new positions, outline their scope of duties, and disclose any financial implications arising from the appointments. Yesterday, Johor Menteri Besar Onn Hafiz Ghazi announced the appointment of 10 deputy exco members, saying the move had received the consent of Johor Region Tunku Ismail Sultan Ibrahim. The appointments are aimed at strengthening the state government's administrative capacity and policy delivery. The appointees comprise 7 Umno assembly persons, 2 from MCA and 1 from MIC. In his statement, Wong said the public expects higher state revenue to translate into better public services, not more positions and increased administrative spending. He warned that the public could view the appointments as a political arrangement to grant positions to government assembly persons. He argued that the government should focus on reducing bureaucracy instead of creating roles whose powers are not clearly defined in the state constitution. He said that unclear responsibilities could create confusion and reduce administrative efficiency. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm John. Thanks for watching.